In today's video, if you're someone, coach, consultant, course creator, and you're getting again and again people on calls who are like, let me think about it, they're being very wallflowerish, and you're being very wallflowerish, and you're like, no worries, I'll just send you the link, take your time, blah, blah, blah. Or you've also worked with a coach who did not deliver, said a whole bunch of things to you, said we're going to do this, that, and the other, did not deliver. This video is for you. By the end of this video, your problem with being a wallflower, your problem in selling, fear of offering your services, fear of charging the right price, and fear of what happened to you happening again is going to disappear. So let's get into it. Yesterday in my group call, I had not one but two of my clients, both women, and I was coaching them on sales calls, how to show up on a sales call, high ticket, get money, take the credit card number, charge the person, and move on. And they both had a lot of resistance. Turns out both of them had been scammed in the past. One of them had her entire identity stolen. And they'd both been victims of online scamming, identity theft. They'd lost lots of money. So I was like, that's interesting. And in spite of that happening, both of you paid me money to work with me. And they were like, yes. So I was like, so it's not the action which is bad. It's how you felt which is bad. They're like, yes, absolutely. I was like, okay, so I made you feel like you could trust me to a level. You allowed me to take your number and charge you. And they were like, yes. I was like, cool. So what is stopping you from showing up as me on your calls to tell your clients, hey, how about you trust me? How about we solve this for you? Instead of being like, oh no, I'll send you the link and you can think about it. And that was food for thought. But let me go deeper. We've all, or a lot of you, have had those experiences where you work with somebody that did not deliver. They scammed you, they hurt you, they took your money, or maybe they had great intentions. Maybe they were a great internet marketeer, but they were just a lousy coach and they couldn't get results. What matters is you had a bad experience. And now that bad experience is at the forefront of your brain. Now, this is important. Both these things are linked. So people being scammed, taken for a ride, and bad experiences being at the forefront of your brain. Now, another person that enrolled with me about 2 weeks, maybe a week ago, was in a business program. And he said, yeah, I have access to a $25,000 course. All the information is there. I was like, cool. Why aren't you getting results? If you've been in a business program for more than 3 months and things are the same, the program isn't working. Something's broken. You're not supposed to be in programs for 6-9 months, a year without results. Because I get a lot of people telling me or themselves perhaps this delusional story that one fine day, boom, the program's going to start delivering. No, it either starts delivering from day one or you're out if you value your time. I asked him one simple question. I was like, cool, man, you have access to all this information. Do you want to be like the man, the coach running the program? Do you see yourself growing into becoming the entrepreneur that he is? Because clearly it's worked for him somehow and he will teach you what works for him. And so do you want to use what worked for him and do you want to be him? He was like, hell no, I do not want to be that guy. Now, obviously that guy had a bunch of issues. He was running short on time. He couldn't manage his people properly. And obviously with this guy, he had a commitment issue. So he didn't want to be that guy. With that said, we have examples around us all the time of hypocrisy at work. Like last week, I see this coach who is all about being brave and being bold, right? Same coach is not brave enough or bold enough to put up pictures of themselves that aren't from professional photo shoots, to even write their own copy. Everything's written by ChatGPT because English isn't their first language and there's insecurities. I understand. I get it. I completely get it. Another guy, performance men's coach, sends me a long story in the text messages like, yeah, my back end is this. I really would like your opinion. This is my back end. My front end problem is this. I have more credibility here. Blah, blah, blah. Cool, man. That's a lot of information to unpack. I don't think I'm qualified to give you advice on something I don't really understand in its depth. So if you're really serious about it, I recommend we get on a call so I can understand what's happening and then tell you something that's more than tips and tricks, because a lot of people give us tips and tricks that don't work. And he responds by, oh, no, I don't get on calls with people. That tells me how serious this guy is about his business. Same people who are stuck and have been stuck 3 years, 5 years. It's almost like the people afraid of being sold are the people who need to be the sold. And they know they need to be sold to, and yet they're putting up this false farce, this weird facade. Because I'll give you an example. The last time I worked with a coach, I had none of that. I got on the call to figure out how I could make the payment to move ahead. The one before that, same thing. Got on the call to figure out how we could pay and we could move ahead and set expectations. And that's that. That is why I don't get people who are afraid and who have to think and who have to this, that, and the other. The advice I give these wonderful ladies is the person you're afraid of being seen as the scammer, the person who stole your money and the person who didn't deliver, and you're overcorrecting and you're going too far the other way. You're going out of your way to not be that person with your clients, and so you're being extremely hands-off. Both of them very powerful, strong ladies in their energy, refusing to step into it because they were like, what if, what they did to me is what the prospect thinks I'm going to do to them. So the fear, the trauma of being scammed and not being delivered was so strong in their subconscious mind that they were overcorrecting and they were swinging the other way. And that's why I gave them my example. I was like, well, after that horrible experience, you had me. And I said the exact same thing to you, and you had no trouble handing me your credit card numbers and working with me, and now you're glad you did. They were like, yes, we had trouble, but we still gave you. I was like, cool. So your clients now have a choice. Your clients can either think you're going to be a scammer, which they never will, or they can think you're being a wallflower and you're not serious enough. So most of you who are truly gifted, you are operating as wallflowers because you're too afraid of being pitched to, or you're being afraid of being treated the way you were. If you do this, my dear sweet friends, you are letting the scammers win. Because my mission is to prove to people that you can have a thriving, crazy, insane coaching business, make tons of money, and have great results and care for your clients. Not everybody who has a great business sacrifices their clients. And so if you're one of those people who's afraid of being pitched to, but deep down inside that you need to do something about your business, if you're one of those people who's too afraid of coming across as the wrong person, and so you're not even coming across as who you are, perhaps take another look at where you're headed. To what level are you going to let your fears and your traumas define you? Because your fears and traumas set the baseline at which you show up in your business. Just like the guy who's too afraid of getting on a call, maybe he hasn't even thought about it, but he'd rather pack up his business and go back to a 9-to-5 than to get on a call because he's so afraid of calls. Just like the brave and boldness coach who's too afraid of showing her regular face, who's too afraid of writing in the way she speaks. Just like all these people who are literally walking contradictions, you might be the same. Think about what's going on in your subconscious mind. Think about how far you're leaning the other way to overcorrect. I hope this gives you food for thought. I love you, and I mean this with the best of intentions. I don't mean to be judgmental. I don't mean to be facetious. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.